I think maybe one of the final few questions that I have is, now taking care of older people, the conversation has not really started yet, even in the world, on a global level.
Yeah.
How can you put that focus on the Commonwealth countries now? Do you see a shift in politicians looking at the older population, thinking that maybe we need something? Even in Malaysia, we have a 94-year-old Prime Minister.
Yeah.
So we are one of the best examples of age is just a number. So starting even a conversation in Malaysia, what do you think is important? Do you think the direction should come from companies like CommonAge, the direction should come from politicians, or even from the people?
It's got to be from the people, because they're the ones that drive change. So we're very active on social media. We're trying to connect youth to the elderly. So one of the main ways we're trying to influence the Commonwealth is when they run their Commonwealth heads of government, they have a people's forum, they have a women's forum, they have a business forum, and they have a youth forum. They don't have an aged care forum. So we're lobbying right now very hard that in 2020 we can have an aged care forum at the Commonwealth heads of government, sanctioned by the Commonwealth. We couldn't get it done for 2018, so we did our own. And if we can't get it done for Rwanda in 2020, we'll do our own. But that's probably the way we can have the biggest influence, because the results of those discussions, the minutes, the actions from those various forums are distributed throughout the Commonwealth. So if we don't have an official aged care forum, then it's really hard for us to get our information out there. So our primary focus right now is, along with those other forums that are being run, that we can get an aged care forum. And if we don't get it up for Rwanda in 2020, we'll do it for the year after. Interestingly, the 2020 forum was originally supposed to be in Malaysia. And so we had, in fact, had already spoken to Jacqueline Wong about running a conference here. And then when they had the Commonwealth heads of government in the UK last year, on the last day they changed it to Rwanda. I don't know why. I presume there are good reasons for it, but Malaysia was very interested in hosting it. And so maybe Rwanda have it 2 years after, get it back after Rwanda.
Maybe. So it shows that at least countries are actually taking this, starting to take it seriously and things like that. So my final question for you, in the perfect world scenario, you said that you would like every country to actually have a plan for older care, older age people care. What do you see this happening, and do you feel like the conversation really needs to begin again through the people, and does social media and how we consume media nowadays, even in interviews like this, how important do you think that we really need to start to look at our older generation and say that we need a plan for them?
Absolutely, because we know that the older people are living longer, they're living healthier, and it's only in the last 2 years roughly of their life that their health really significantly deteriorates. So people are living much longer, much healthier lives. So they're an asset to the community. So what we need to do is influence governments through social media, through discussions like this, through research, through writing books. And every country will do its own thing. I mean, it's impossible to get 53 countries to have a similar plan, because it'll depend on their culture, their social values, their economics, how much wealth do they have. But for me, a plan in 10 years might not be the final plan, but it's a plan to say, okay, we acknowledge we have an issue, and let me go back to India. If in 10 years' time India had a plan to say, okay, we have 60 million people over the age of 65 now, in 10 years' time it's going to be 70 million, in 20 years' time it's going to be 80 million. Let's start the conversation on national policy, on national funding, on national protection, whether it's through pensions or health, etc. So in the perfect world, I would like to see each country either have a plan or at least have started a plan, say by 2030.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Klaus, so much for your time. I appreciate it, and all the best with you, and also all the best with CommonAge. Please try to get Malaysians to also support CommonAge as well. I hope they see this interview, and thank you again for everything you've done.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
All right, and thank you for watching. This has been Health Matters with me, Dishen Kumar. Very interesting conversation we had with CEO of CommonAge, Mr. Klaus Zimmerman. Now, one thing that we need to realize is we have an an older population, aging population. So what are we going to do about them, and do we have any policies, or is there any services for them that maybe we the people need to really look at and maybe find a change for our older generation? So with that in mind, I will see you in the next episode. This is Health Matters with me, Dishen Kumar. Thank you. Goodbye.